there's the community is split towards how they feel about the project. Deep Fission, of course, has done a lot to promote the positives as far as the economic benefits. They state jobs and they state they'll be bringing money to the community. But I, as well as several of the people, feel that this project has too many unknowns. And part of the unknowns are the regulations that were gutted by the NRC when the Nuclear Regulatory Commission had to follow through with the orders from the executive orders from Trump to basically overhaul what it had been doing in the past. This project falls under the Department of Energy, and they handle experimental projects, and they will be facilitating with Kansas Department of Health and Environment and KCC, which is the Kansas Corporation Commission, at a state level to supposedly oversee what's going on. But there is a 123-page document from several attorney generals in California and the state of Washington. Also, it's 11 state attorney generals and the District of Columbia. And in that comments, the public comments that the attorney generals made, they stated that this project, the environmental exclusions and the environmental studies that need to be done on this project, Deep Fission and the other pilot companies had gone under a categorical exclusion to be exempt from the environmental studies that need to be done for this project. So they have stated things like that it's illegal and the DOE overstepped their authority.
Mm-hmm.
So we at Prairie Dog Alliance have gathered together the community, and I've done recently an interview with the Wall Street Journal, and before that was an interview with the New Republic to state that there are too many unknowns on this project. There's too much new, first of its kind, because what the project is Deep Fission is going to take a micronuclear reactor that hadn't, the design hadn't even been completed until April, and they were going to take that and they're going to dig a borehole that's between 30 inches and 40 inches, a mile deep, and they're going to put this micronuclear reactor a mile deep underground in this borehole that they've dug with oil and gas equipment standards, not nuclear regulatory standards, because first of its kind experiment, but they're going to put it a mile deep and hook it up. There's going to be an internal water loop and an external water loop. The internal water loop will provide cooling for the actual reactor, and then outside of that, they're going to fill the borehole with water. They're going to line it with cement, and then they're going to fill it with water to cool. This micronuclear reactor will be operating at 313 degrees Celsius, which is almost 600 degrees Fahrenheit. So they have never done this project before. Normally, when experiments are developed, they take them, nuclear experiments are taken to Idaho National Laboratories. And so they can determine, they have the safety equipment there, they have the experts there to determine whether this is a safe project and that project can be taken to the public. There was none of that here. We are the experiment. The people in Labette County did not vote for this, and they did not consent to this. So I just want everyone here to know that there are several things that we are doing as far as educating our local officials, educating our state officials, and then trying to push back with the DOE and the NRC so that they understand that we don't want this project in Southeast Kansas. Actually, we don't want anyone to be subjected to this without their consent, without voting. And yet those taxpayers are still expected to pay taxes on their land, pay sales taxes, but they're not being represented by their local officials.
There's a lot of questions about the money behind this, and they did go public. They are selling stock. Questions that we have are how will the project be inspected continuously? How will it be monitored? Because it's underground. And also, what effect would the heating of the rock outside of the project, what would that do? Would that boil water? Would it crack the rocks? And then also they're I don't know if they're still planning on doing this. It seems like they kind of go back and forth. It's like they're building an airplane while they're flying it. But their initial idea was to let the microreactor run for however long it's good for, maybe 5 years. Then after that's done, then sealing it off and putting another microreactor on top of that until that runs out, and then so on and so forth. And they also plan on building 134 of these boreholes, in a field.